Welcome back. Today we are talking about Oliver and Company. Now, this is probably one of my favorite 80s films, well, animated 80s films. And it was set in New York City, which is where I grew up, well, between New York City and upstate New York. But there is a lot of history made in this film for a variety of reasons, and we're going to talk about that through the Easter eggs. But for me, besides the music, this is a Oliver and Twist with dogs and cats and uh, there's tons of fun Easter eggs in this. Um, and Dodger, I always wanted a dog named Dodger. I don't know why, but also like I've had so many cats, and why I didn't name any one of them Oliver, I don't understand. But we're gonna go dive right into those Easter eggs now. Okay, guys, we are starting off with Oliver and Company. This is set in New York City. Um, we have this was set in the 80s, so we have the Twin Towers still, and we have little Oliver here. So he's in a box, he's left behind. We have the New York Yankees hat. Yes, celebrate. We have oh gosh. This dog reminds me of one of the dogs that was seen in 101 Dalmatians when they were comparing the dog faces to the humans. If you look in the middle of the screen, right by Oliver, you will see a hidden Mickey. You will also have a hidden Mickey with the pipes. And now we have Dodger singing. First of all, this is one of my favorite songs. But you'll notice that as he's singing, you will see a lot of like signage and representation. This is the very first movie where there were companies wanting to be advertised in movies, and it is seen specifically within Oliver and Company. Like you have Coca-Cola, and I think there was like Kodak or something. Anyway, we'll talk more about that, but you'll see a lot more of this these ads, and it's a good representation of how Manhattan is specifically, but especially in that region, right? We're talking about Midtown. We have a reference to Central Park. We have a reference to Delancey Street. I believe the building behind the yellow taxi, which of course New York is famous for, um, is the MetLife building that is on top of Grand Central Station. That is where my dad worked. He worked up on the, I think, like 49th or 48th floor, something like that. More New York references: St. Mark Street, Bowery. Um, this was a reference to Marilyn Monroe. You can see a little bit of a Coca-Cola sign on the left-hand side, and also A1, which is shorthand for A113, which is the Cal Institute room number for where the animators had studied animation. More New York references with Chelsea and the Ritz Hotel. You also have a hidden Mickey within the flowers. More hidden Mickeys with the fruits, the tomatoes, the lettuce, and then we have Ditmars. Not only was that a fashion store, but it's also a avenue in Queens. This dog looks like Colonel from 101 Dalmatians. And then we also have Trust, or Jacques, I think, from Lady and the Tramp. We also have Pongo from 101 Dalmatians and Diet Coke. If you look on the life raft behind Tito to the side, you'll see 113, again, another reference to that Caltech Institute. Here, when Dodger is saying 8th and Broadway, he is referencing Times Square. Now, I do want to say the whole movie is a twist off of Oliver and Twist from Charles Dickens, but this particular character, Fagin, had a different essence to him in this movie. And while the original Fagin was really known for his animal cruelty, and you kind of see it a little bit, Disney used him with Dobermans. Dobermans are kind of known to be guard dogs and kind of vicious and guarding. And so we kind of see that within this realm. Here we have him reading a book to the dogs, which I think is really cute. Bumper kind of sounds like Thumper from Bambi. Just my opinion. Here we have an ad for USA Today. We also have Sony's and some other things if you take a moment to spot, also reference to Columbus Avenue. We also have a lot of hidden Mickeys within the apples here. And then we have the Guggenheim Museum, known in New York City. Then we jump forward to Georgette, who is famous. And you'll see a picture of Scooby-Doo. So we're linking some other things in here. Then we have this little moment with the birds and the pink ribbon. Um, this is exactly from Cinderella, just saying. A little bit, you know. Here we have Jenny feeding Oliver whatever this mixture is, but she says Cocoa Krispies, so again, a reference. This little quick scene reminded me of the kittens in Aristocats with the horse and Edgar, but also there are some hidden Mickeys within the flower. And we have references to famous artists like Chagall and Matisse. And then we have this little clip of Georgette and the dogs hiding. I don't understand how nobody noticed how big her behind is. Just saying. Here we have Georgette doing her little workout, kind of like how women were kind of known for that. We have a Mickey watch. You know, this is also a reference in Toy Story. Then we have Tito singing Hi Ho from Snow White. On the bottom right hand corner, it says Winter Garden, 42nd Street. If you don't know, Winter Garden was referenced on, at least on the New York City Monopoly. That happens to be one of our favorite versions. But it was a very well known place. And 42nd Street is, again, Times Square, which we are about to see again. Then we fast forward to Jenny's house, which is on 5th Avenue by the park. And we have Jenny's birthday, and she's celebrating with all of the dogs. And her butler here is watching WWE. And then the gifts from the dogs are like garbage, which you kind of see references again in the future in like Toy Story. Was it Toy Story 2, right? Um, just very weird things. But anyway, thanks guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and comment down below what more you want to see. If you haven't already, subscribe, put on your notifications. Again, I am back. I'm back and I'm going to be uploading more. Thank you guys so much for supporting and share with your friends. All right, have a nice day.